What's up, everyone? Just another quickly daily review video here, just recapping my day at the desk. This price action again has been tough this week, and there hasn't been really a clear bias in the market. And today we're gonna have what I would say is the complete opposite of yesterday. The buyers were in control all day today. The sellers tried a few times, so whoever tried on the shorts probably got stopped out, and it was just the price action was just it wasn't very easily readable. So, I'm finishing the day up green. It was a very small green, but as you'll see when I go through the trade, it was a battle to say the least. But you know what? I managed to come out green. I had a bigger plan coming into the morning. I was shooting for a much higher profit, but I'm starting to realize more and more in these kind of market conditions, just take what the market gives me and be good with it. So, let's get into what I was seeing at the desk when I got to it in the morning. Coming to the desk in the morning, this is what I always look at first, and it's the 15-minute chart. And basically, for those who maybe are tuning in for the first time, I mainly trade ES and mainly MES, the micro future contracts. So, coming in and looking at the market, again, we've had, this push up, down. We had FOMC finally take out this area up here at 57.60, around there, 57.50. So we finally make this new high. Things are looking better. We get this European economic news, price slides. And then we get this pop again yesterday up, and then price wanted to slide again from there. So, I caught a really nice short in here yesterday, which I was quite happy with. One and done, a nice easy trade. I didn't even trade till close to the end of session, so very late in the day for me, but I'm glad I didn't take anything else I would have got. There's a move here and a move there, but, I could have seen myself trying to go long somewhere here on this pullback and just getting stopped out. So into the overnight session, we get a push here back above the start of day VWAP, which is this black line. Price gets here, we get into the London session, price pulls below, sellers are in control, buyers try to step in here, sellers take control. So sellers are mainly in control this whole time. And by the time I got to the desk, we had this big slide down here. Now, what I'm really paying attention to are these stacked lows right here. And basically, this was like almost a level of support, you can say, right? So if we can hold this, I could see the longs in play, but now being under the point of control, under value area low, very likely shorts could be in play. So I'm going to be very cautious on the trade I take coming into the market open and how I look at things, and even if I trade at all. It is Friday. The goal was to finish strong, but I did want to make $500, which keeps me in my consistency target in this funded account. So I was looking to trade 10 contracts for 10 points, try and make it easy and make a quick $500, but we all know how that goes. Let's get into the actual trade itself. So this is the trade I ended up taking. Now, this was a tough trade. Now, we ended up taking those stacked lows that I was talking about at like 56, 50-ish area around there. So I'm thinking now we've taken those stacked lows. Are we going to get a push higher? Everything is telling me that the market wants to go up. All of the Mag 7s are above the New York VWAP. The only one struggling is NVIDIA. And you'll see later on in this trade, NVIDIA actually goes and takes its New York VWAP and we get a push higher. So as price comes in here, the sellers, buyers just play around and fight here. We got a tighter than usual opening range. We've had them quite big recently, and I think this one was 23 points. What is that? Yeah, 24 points or something. So, we've had them in the 30 point, 40 point ranges the last week, I would say. So as price chops around here, we get a push higher, set the opening range high, reject off of that. I'm watching NQ. NQ is looking much more bullish than ES. NQ has already taken its opening range high on this move here where we just pin the opening range high. I throw a high day VWAP anchor on. Just curious to see what happens here. On this move, I get a little bit excited. I think this thing's going to want to go higher. I'm watching Bookmap. There's a ton of orders above. Nothing really below. There's some stuff, a large chunk at 56.50, and that's it. So, it was an early trade. I should have waited for this to chop out some more, but I get in 10 contracts. This is where, I'm a little oversized for this trade, as you can see the size of my stop for this to play out. So I'm a little nervous now as I'm in the trade. My original stop was at 60, 56, 52, something like that, or 51. And there's a large chunk of orders on Bookmap that are sitting here at 56.50. As we start to pull down to it, I realize that, hey, do I want to get stopped out for one less point? You know, these orders are here. I could see these orders filling. We could take this low. Either price is going to slide hard and I'm going to get stopped out, or we could find some support and get a nice bounce. As we come down, I move my stop. I get, stay in the trade. And as we come back up is when I decided what happens here at this New York VWAP could be very telling. And we could have just made a lower high and we could be on our way back down to taking this level and price sliding. So what I did was take half the size off. I'm still convicted in my thesis. I just didn't want to be married to the trade. I still watching NQ and seeing its bullish behavior. I think this could want to push higher and we're going to. So I just need to minimize my losses. I already got in heavy. I should have probably got in at 5 micros, but I had that $500 goal in my head, so I went in a little bit heavier than usual. And this was my time to mitigate that loss. So I took advantage of it. Probably the second or third time in my year of trading that I've done this. I've taken size off for a smaller loss and leave size on. Usually I would be cutting the trade full here or here. There's some guys actually in our group that cut the trade here, tried going short. I said, you know what? I gotta trust the process. I gotta stay convicted in my idea and I gotta see this through. I can't be afraid of losing. So I take 5 contracts off here. We come back up. We're into profit. I'm thinking, do I close? I can close, maybe break even or take a small loss. And I said, you know what? I still got to believe in my idea, in what I'm seeing, in what NQ is telling me, and all the Mag 7s, all the market information. The only thing slowing ES down was YM. YM was down, which was hurting ES and just not letting it, get that pop that NQ was getting. And right here is when NVIDIA finally makes a little bit of a turnaround, takes its New York VWAP, and NQ just, shoots straight up. ES follows. And for me, I'm still in the trade. And right about here at the initial balance high, I'm going to be break even. So I basically got back what I lost on the 5 contracts I took down here, and I'd be break even. As we push higher, all I do is trail my stop. Originally, I have my stop trail to break even. Once this candle closes, I move it up halfway up that candle. Once we get a move up here, I move it up to this candle. I could have took profits here and been up about $250, $300 on the trade. I just, you know what, I'm totally fine with it. I wanted to see if we get a push higher. This week, we've been getting a lot of, bullish pushes like this that can overextend. So I wanted to be in it for the ride. Price comes back down, stops me out. I'm up $125 on the day. So instead of being down, what was it? Close to almost $1,000 down here if I cut the trade. I'm up $125. Most people might laugh at that, but for me, I believe I managed this trade beautifully. It felt great. I'm ending my Friday up $125. I can't complain. It's better than a big red, even a small red. And I decided after that, you know what? This took up enough of my mental capacity. I'm done trading for the day. I want to work on some social content and some other stuff. And I had a live stream with Thomas. So, all in all, just, I couldn't be happier with the day. We'll have a look at the calendar and go from there. So looking at the calendar, I'm not one bit upset. This is actually, let's forget about this tilt day. Let's just erase that out of our head. If you look from these 4 days is how I'd want to trade or my trading week to look. Small red, small green, big green, small green. The key for me is that this one losing day, $67, is still half of my smallest winning day. This is what, to me, a profitable trader looks like. This tilt day is an outlier, and we're just gonna, come on now, get out of here, get out. Nah, it's not gonna happen, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so, from Tuesday to Friday is how I want my calendars to look. We're gonna have red days, they're gonna happen, it's inevitable, but as long as we keep this day smaller than these other ones on the calendar, it's you're making money. So going into the weekend, I'm stoked. I'm happy. My videos have been getting better. My followers, my subscribers, my Instagram, my X, follow me on all the socials. Like it's it's always slowly starting to grow, and I'm really starting to see the comments coming in and people, sharing their experiences with me, and for me that is huge, just to be able to connect to people that we're on the same journey together, and we're gonna grow, and we're gonna make mistakes, and we're gonna learn from our mistakes.